And if you see, you probably can see through my sunglasses, is that you can actually see the selfie stick there. Can you see that? Okay, that is funny, right? So I'm actually holding a selfie stick when I'm doing this. So today I thought of doing an episode, like a part 2 of the episode where I shared about hustling to achieve success. How you should be hustling and how you should not be hustling to achieve success. And the reason why I thought of doing a part 2 is simply because that some people like it and some people don't agree with it. In fact, I have a few comments, and I want to address those comments here in part 2. Now, one of the very interesting comment was a comment asking about what's my opinion about Gary Vaynerchuk's message, right, about hustling to achieve success. Now, first and for all, I don't think I have the rights to even give you my opinion. I mean, Gary Vaynerchuk has his own strategy, and he's a very successful social media influencer, right? But all I can say is this: is that see, Gary Vaynerchuk hustling in a way that is strategic. He knows what he wants, and he knows how to do it. Now that is very important, which I'll get back to this in a short while. The second thing is that do you understand that hustling is Gary Vaynerchuk's brand itself that make millions from his branding strategy? So I want you to understand that concept. The hustling is his brand, right? And speaking of the next part on the message of about Gary knowing what he is doing, and because he's a strategy thinker, right? And there's a comment there, and this comment was saying that the video that I've recorded for everyone, and just to share my message, he was saying something sarcastic by saying that you're just telling me, like, if I'm not mistaken, a car has 4 wheels, right? So I find it hilarious because he was just saying that your piece of advice is totally useless because I've already know this, right? And I apologize if I wasn't able to impart any value to that person, or if you're that person, because I'm just human being. I'm just doing what I can to share, right? Maybe the lesson is not that valuable at all. But then again, if we think again, like, do you know how to get fit and get slim, like not to be fat? Right? You know the answer, right? If you don't, let me just tell you 2 important things that you can do that almost guarantee you to lose weight, right? The first one, eat proper food. Like certain food that you know is bad for your health, but you eat it anyway, right? And the second answer is to exercise more, do more workouts, right? Now, the whole world knows this answer, like they need to have better diet and they need to exercise more in order for them to lose weight and to have the body that they want. But why in this world there's still so many people who are struggling about that? Because they know the answer, but they are not doing, right? So that's another thing to think about. When I learn knowledge, right, I learn in a very different way. I always ask myself, if this is something that is valuable to me, am I using it into my life? If it's valuable, it's just good to know, right? That's one thing. The second thing that I want to talk about, the part 2 of hustling, that to make it clear that I want you to understand what do I mean by the right way of hustling, right? So here I am right now. I'm at home on a sunny day, so that's why I'm wearing my shades. And it's on Monday at 2:50 p.m. right? You see, I don't have to work if I don't want to work. I can do almost anything that I want. See, the whole concept of me when it comes to so-called achieving success, depending on how you define success, is that make more than enough, right? That's the first thing. And the second thing is to have freedom to do what you want. I mean, I don't own a jet. I don't own helicopters. I don't own yacht, depending on how you pronounce that. I don't own any of those, right? To me, what's important is about having, this is my little punching bag here. if you can see that. This is very long ago, right? Anyway, to me, it's all about being able to do what you want, when you want to work, and so on. So, like I'm here today, I'm just here to check out my banana tree, how is it, and so on, and just lazing on Monday today, right? So, the key thing I want to share here is that when it comes to hustling, right? What I do when it comes to hustling, I focus on just 3 key things. When I'm hustling, right? I focus on building a team, I focus on building assets, and I focus on building systems, right? And that is the reason why it helps me to leverage on all of this in order for me to less hustle, right? So the question here is that, right, when we're hustling, right, are we hustling to set up things which can lead us to achieve what we want, right? So going back to Gary Vaynerchuk, who I highly respect for his thinking, his strategies, and so on, his style, is that I believe he knows what he wants, and that's why he hustled to achieve success on that. So the question here is that, right, do you need to not hustle? Yeah, you still need to hustle, but again, I say this like many times, are you hustling the right way, right? Because if you're hustling day and night and doing the same thing over and over again, and when you stop hustling and you just don't make money and it doesn't pay your bill when you stop working, then you may want to evaluate again whether you are hustling well or not. Alright, so this is Patrick here, and I look forward to see you one day and share your thoughts. Thanks.